Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Chicks TV. I am here to give you the last video for the weekend in reality review. That is a tongue twister. Weekend in reality review. Why did I name it that? But this is Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm going to give you last week's episode and the week before that episode, like last night and the week before, all mashed in one. I promise it'll be quick because I fast forward through half of the shit because it was some shit. Um, I if you haven't watched Ready to Love or Love and Marriage Huntsville, I don't want to go back and explain why I'm late. Y'all already understand. Y'all, I apologize, and let's just get right into it. So, starting off with last week's, they're back in the van. They just went to that restaurant where those white men bought them drinks and not their wives any drinks. And some kind of way, I don't know how the dick exposures or almost exposures happen, but some kind of way Candace is talking about Chris's brown penis again. And I'm like, Candace is a walking contradiction. Like everything she just read Mia for doing, she's now doing. Nobody cares about your husband's penis. And Chris, everybody is drunk. Chris is like, it is brown, I want to see it. And Candace is like, sit your ass down. She talks to that man like a child. And G is talking about, well, mine's is big, want to see it? And me ain't saying nothing to him. She like, he drunk, I'm drunk. Y'all want to see it, you can see it. Nobody wanted to see that. So let's move on. They get back to the house. Giselle and Robin go to a hotel. I agree with Wendy. They wanted a moment. I don't care. Go to your hotel. 2 stars. Go sleep. The next day, there's no chef. And I'm 100% on Mia and G's side with this. I don't go on vacation to cook. I don't go on vacation to clean. If we ballers, we live in this life of luxury. We showing you what it's like to live behind the gates. Oh, it's going. Where's the chef, Wendy? I need somebody here. Even if you ain't get nothing but a little continental breakfast, I want to wake up and not have to cook. If I want to cook, I could have stayed in my house and cooked in my own kitchen. That's why I really like Airbnbs. And I got a group of friends, definitely my sister friends. They love to travel and go to Airbnbs. If I go to an Airbnb, I'm door dashing because I'm not cooking. I'm not. That's not what I want to do on vacation. But let's move on. Giselle calls, talking to somebody. I forgot who she's talking to, but Wendy's sitting right there listening, and she talking shit. Wendy ain't even greet us. Wendy ain't no good host. She ain't do shit. And Wendy is like, bitch, you lying. I came to your room. I said hi to you. I said welcome to you, and I told you the bathroom was downstairs. So don't get to lying, bitch. Fast forwarding, Ray shows up, and him and Giselle have the moment, and like, what happened to your foot? Dealing with your wife. And Ray was like, Karen, how the fuck you miss her neck? That was a cute little moment of laughter. Great. Okay, so it's boat day. It's boat day. Everybody gets on the boat. Not too much happened on this boat. Let's get through this boat real quick. Number one, what the fuck does Robin have on? Is it a 2-piece overall set? Or is the overall set just so big it's shifting around and it looked like 2 pieces? Whatever it was a hot mess. Robin needs to be fired. She is not bringing any kind of glam or looks to this show. Like, if Robin can be on Real Housewives of Potomac, go ahead and have a Real Housewives of Memphis and let my ass be on it. Because I could be real regular too with my accounting job. Because Robin ain't giving us no looks. I feel like at least I got a house. Bad. But let's move on. Ascala is having a conversation with Robin, talking about she wants to know how to maneuver with being friends with Wendy and Robin because she's friends with both of them. Ascala, shut up. You too grown for that. You can be friends with 2 people that don't talk. All you have to do is not talk about the other with the other. When you're kicking it with Robin, it's you and Robin kicking it. When you're kicking it with Wendy, it's you and Wendy kicking it. And if they want to start talking shit about each other, you say, I don't want to hear it. I'm friends with her. I don't want to hear it. Take this shit over there with Giselle. Take that shit over there with Karen. That's all you got to do with Skylar. But I don't see see a scholar liking Robin. Like outside of Robin just being the one introducing a scholar to the show. Moving on. Mia overhears the conversation. Of course, she has to run and tell it incorrectly. Mia, stop doing that shit. Like, if you ain't gonna tell it right, if you can't remember from downstairs to upstairs, just keep it to yourself. Robin refuses to have any conversation with Wendy, and she sends all the men away. She was like, oh, why we gotta talk about this shit here? If it was me on the boat, I'm going downstairs to play spades with G and Chris and Dre and Eddie. I want to go hit the spades table. I don't want to hear the bullshit them ladies up there talking about anyway. Robin says Wendy likes to debate. No, Wendy doesn't like to debate. Wendy just talks with her 5 degrees. She's very educated. She has a high vocabulary, and you can't handle it. You can't handle no more than the mess, look, kindergarten shit Giselle talking about. So you can't talk to nobody on Wendy's level. That's why you don't want to argue with her. So I think Wendy says, well, Mia, since you want people to make up, you sit up here and make up with Candace. Her and Candace had a good cry fest. They cried it out. Candace was finally honest and said, you hurt my feelings about the low budget comment. Mia said, you hurt my feelings about my mama because she is a recovering addict. They cried it out. Bam. All is forgiven, probably for now. I'm sure they're going to turn the shit right back up at the reunion. Ashley is sleeping on the bus. G made fun of her. The shit is off. Let's get on to last night's episode. Last night was about the crab boil. This is a very upscale crab boil because every crab boil I seen on TikTok, all they do is put that brown pepper on the table and throw the crab and the corn and potatoes all over and you eat it from there. And that shit looked good. The shit they was eating last night looked like it had none of that good seasoning on it. No butter. Like, it looked real plain. But they ate it. They liked it. It seemed like it was very cold outside, but that sunset was beautiful. Moving on. They had a couple of cute conversations. Eddie is talking to his mama again. She checking in on the family. I really hope Eddie and his mom could turn whatever corner it is. You know, they really ain't getting to what all went wrong with Eddie and the mom, but I'm happy that they're at least speaking. Now it's time for Ashley to earn her paycheck, and G comes back outside. G says something about taking a nap, and Ashley gets riled up. I guess she thinks G making fun of him. I guess I ain't take my notes good enough. All I know is G, you could clearly see G is fucking with Ashley. Like, Ashley's talking about, you remember talking about me on the bus? He's like, what bus? We were on a bus? He's fucking with you, Ashley, and here you talking about you got amnesia? You got Alzheimer's? Now, mind you, they made fun of Mia for not being able to say Alzheimer's right. I can't say the shit right either. But if it ain't Alzheimer's, I'll learn how to say it. Mia immediately jumps in, protect her husband, stick up for her husband, and G was like, I ain't worried about this shit Ashley's talking about. Who cares? I would have let Ashley argue with herself. But of course, Mia jumped in, and yeah, you can't throw that shit in people's face. But I was more concerned, like, Ashley, you want to read Mia's husband down for being old, but your old ass husband at the house too. And like Mia said, is he? Is he? Because now Mia comes back with the well, where your husband at? Why he ain't here? He at home with my children. Is he? That took me back to old girl. Remember when OG, damn, what was that? Kristen on Basketball Wives. And she asked Kristen where her husband at, and she was like, is he? And that they hated each other ever since. That's what that took me back to. But with Ashley, that's a actual question. Like, that ain't really shade. Like, is he? You sure he at home with the kids? Maybe the nanny did, like, we don't know. Anyway, Mia then tells Ashley she need a big black dick. And I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy, Mia. Ashley seems very content with the dick she has because the dick she has come with the paycheck she looking for. So leave Ashley alone. Just like I'm sure the dick you got, Mia, you appreciate for its paycheck. Like, it don't seem like any of one of y'all are fucking for size. It seems like both of y'all fucking for coins. You know. Moving on. Karen jumps out of a cake. Fast forward. The trip is over. Thank you, Jesus. It was too many episodes of this trip. This trip could have really been one episode. Wendy says she gets 10s across the board. I said, Wendy, you get about a 5. I ain't gonna give you the -5 Robin gave. Because one, Robin, what trip have you even hosted? What event have you ever hosted besides that sorry ass hat photo shoot last season? But then moving on. Wendy, you get a 5 because I understand it's COVID, so y'all really couldn't go anywhere glamorous or luxurious. But hell, Candace pulled off a better house than you pulled off. That house right there looked like some shit I would have rented. And even if I would have rented it, I wouldn't have been too excited to sleep up in it. Like, my bedroom downstairs looks more comfortable than the bedrooms of that house. And then you didn't have any chef. They had to cook for themselves. It was cold, so we really couldn't get in the pool. So you get a good 5. It didn't look luxe, and it looked very boring. It looked very boring. Like, moving on. Let's hurry up and get through this shit. Karen says, open up my wedding invitations outside. Now, Karen, I can tell right now you don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race, because everybody who has watched RuPaul's Drag Race remember when, damn, what's her name? I don't forgot her name, but she then came out with the butterflies on her titties for her big reveal for her when they was lip syncing for the crown, and she pulled them titties off and dead butterflies dropped all over the stage, and Peter was all on her ass. It wasn't Akira. It was the season before Akira. I can't remember her name. And I like her. I don't forgot her name. But if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, you know we don't do shit with butterflies. We don't open up butterflies. It looked like all the but I didn't see Nan Butterfly fly out of that box. I said, Peter coming for your ass, Karen. Peter is coming for your ass. I'm with Giselle. I'm never with Giselle. I can't stand Giselle, but I'm with Giselle when she right. She was right. Send me a text. Don't send me a box of butterflies to my house. Just say this date, time, what to wear, and I'm there. That was too much. They about to get your ass, Karen. I already know. Now we have a scene with Mia talking about her mom flipped the script. It's something to this story I don't believe. I feel like Mia and G aren't telling the whole story, because Mia, your mother just watched your children while y'all was out of town for 2-3 days. She had no problems. It's y'all anniversary. I don't know. Did y'all go out of town? It sounded like you said a staycation. So staycation means you were still in Baltimore, wherever you live. So y'all were just out to eat. Why, if, or was y'all still like at a hotel? I don't know. It's something to the story I don't get. But why, if you just out to eat for your anniversary, excuse me, and your mom watching the kids, why is she flipping out? Because she don't have nothing for them to eat. Like, it ain't never been a time that I had somebody babysit my son that I didn't already have gave him some McDonald's. If I didn't, I had a pizza on the way. If I didn't have a pizza on the way, I had already cooked and it was on the stove. And all they had to do was feed my kids. So I don't understand. It don't seem like a logical reason that your mama just flipping out. Oh, I can't decide what the kids to eat. So get your ass home. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And then for you to come in the house and her just to cuss you clean out in front of the children. It's some more to that story. Because, yeah, you want to throw it, well, my mom, she abandoned me in the past and she used to be on drugs. Like, are you trying to say she has a mental problem because of the drugs? Because if she does, why would you ever leave your children with her? I believe half of what you say, Mia, but I believe you cut half of that shit out. It just doesn't make sense the way you said it. And it seemed like G wanted to say, yeah, I cussed her ass out back, but it looked like you stopped him like, yeah, you ain't say nothing, G, remember? You ain't say nothing to her. I don't believe that. G been cussing everybody out, going back and forth with Ashley, Candace. He been going back and forth with everybody else. You telling me he ain't going back and forth with your mama? All right. Some tell me that 13-year-old was on her last nerve and was acting out was bad. Ashley talking about don't call her child bad. Bitch, if he bad, he bad. That 13-year-old was probably acting out, or she was probably over it. Like, bitch, you done just left me with these kids for 3 days and now I gotta babysit again. I don't understand. You and G got all this money. Why y'all don't have a nanny? And say you and your mama never made up. Your mom still gotta babysit your sister kids. Who will watch your kids any other time? Like, why is your mama now your first resort to babysitting? Who else on your babysitting list? I don't get it, but let's move on. We're going to get into that some more at the reunion, I hope. Because it's something to that story. Giselle taking her girls out to shop for plants for this driveway. I don't care. Giselle's girls says she's a vampire. She's emotionless. She's cold-hearted. She doesn't know how to show emotions. And they say, how do you want us to tell you our emotions when you can't even lead by example? Then they put it out there that we don't know what a good marriage should look like because you and our daddy ain't never had no good marriage. We don't even recall y'all being in a marriage. I'm sure that hurt Giselle's feelings a little bit. And then they doubled down like, we ain't even seen y'all ass in no relationship. Shit. This fake shit y'all was doing last season. I feel like those girls really they held their words back for the cameras. Because those girls know who their daddy is. They know exactly what they did. They know they got siblings out there. They're exact same age. They got the mindset now that Melody Martell y'all need to watch. That y'all kids going to have in about 10 years. Once they've got the full understanding. And they ain't going to want to be like y'all. They ain't going to want to be dealing with all that foolishness. I feel like a real moment could have been had. But I felt like it probably was had off camera because those girls probably really want to say some shit like, we know our daddy ain't shit and you want shit for sitting up here. Like, we don't want to be nothing like you sitting up here dealing with this man, you know, and then you want to come on TV and play around like you really want to be back with him. No, you ain't no kind of example. But I do like Giselle and her daughters. But what I don't like it when people say, you know how I am. If I'm telling you that you being emotionless and not being able to lead by example is hurtful to me, I don't need to just understand how you are. I need for you to make an effort to change. I can't stand when I'm trying to tell you a situation that I have a problem with and you just got, well, you know how I am. Well, bitch, I need you to change or we need to exit. But you know, the kids can't exit from their mama. And at least at the end of the episode, I did fast forward. Giselle had a little bit of therapy. So it seems like she at least wants to try for her children. But at least the girls did say, Mom, we don't want you to be alone. We want you to be with somebody. I like the dynamic with the girls. I like the realness and the rawness of the girls that I wish Giselle's castmates could have with her as well. But let's move on. Oh, well, this is a fast forward. I actually went to therapy and I fast forward through all of that shit. Especially when she pulled her titty out. I'm like, Ashley, I done seen you with about 5-6 bottles for this baby. When do you ever put the bottle in his fucking mouth? Why do you always have to pull your titty out? And I ain't got nothing wrong with breastfeeding. Please don't come for me with the breastfeeding. Hey, Andrew, I see you in the comments. But we ain't got to see it all the time on TV. But let's move on because I don't want the breastfeeders to come in my comments. Wendy has a photo shoot with her candles. Her candles look beautiful. The photo shoot looked beautiful. I wish I could smell one. Like, I wish you would send it over to Sephora or Target or somewhere. But see, ain't nobody selling no $46 candle. And Wendy all on Instagram talking about, I sold out of all 3 months inventory of my candles. And I'm like, bitch, I'm an accountant. You saying you sold out of 3 months worth of inventory doesn't mean shit. Because how much was the inventory? If it was 100 candles, that ain't shit. In my small business, I sell earrings. I haven't promoted it in a minute. It's coming. But that ain't beside the point. The point is, I can get on Instagram and be like, my top selling earrings were my gold plated Africa earrings. I feel like I sold out of all my Africa earrings, but guess what? I only had 10. So you saying you sold out doesn't mean anything. It doesn't, I need to see all the numbers. How many? Now, if you had 10, 20,000 and you sold out in 72 hours, that's great. But I don't see anybody buying a $46 candle. I can only see your handful of fans buying that. $46 for your 1 wick. 1 wick. No, it's a no ma'am for me, but congratulations. Congratulations on that. She has a conversation with her mother. She says your goals come first. Like she became a professor because her mother wanted her to be a professor. They had a conversation about the pressures of Nigerian parents, how they want them to be engineers, doctors, lawyers, professors, whatever. The mother's like, ain't you happy being a doctor? If you wasn't a doctor, you wouldn't be on this show. Look, I want Winnie to be happy doing whatever she's happy with. She then tells her mother, you never apologized to me ever in life. Let me think about it. Has my mom ever apologized to me? You know, we grew up with parents, if you in my age range, I don't think we grew up with the parents of apologies. It was kind of like, you do what the hell I say. Now, we weren't forced into any career path. I wasn't. But I don't ever recall any apologies either. I don't know, but it's not a big deal to me. It's nothing for me to go back and have a conversation with my mom. Be like, Mom, you ain't never apologize for shit. Because, see, my mom going to be like, I ain't sorry for shit neither. I might go home and say that just to see what she say. No, I ain't going to do it. It ain't worth it. The joke ain't worth it. Anyway, moving on. Ashley at the hotel with her man with cheesecake, beer, and a leopard dress. An ill-fitting leopard dress. I ain't like that leopard dress, Ashley. Anyway, it seemed like at the hotel, Michael is more concerned about his love affair with Juan. I don't want to say love affair, but just his affections for Juan. Like, Bravo shady as fuck the way they set that scene up about Michael and Juan. They had to bring back up that Juan is the one whose dick Michael wants to suck. Juan wants to go to Vegas with Michael alone. It's strange. I don't want to even dig into the dynamics of that friendship. If it works for them, it works. It's whatever. But it just seemed like in that scene, he was more like, Juan is the only friend I need over Ashley. Once Ashley pulled her leg up and straddled that chair, I almost dropped my drink looking for the remote so I could fast forward. I was like, too much. Too much. I didn't have to see that. The episode, like I said, ended with Giselle in therapy. That was a fast forward. And then we on to next week. Next week is the finale. And I can't wait to see it. Next week look like it's going to be good. I can't wait to see Karen's vow renewal. It looks beautiful. It looks like this is where Ashley is going to tell Michael about his white privilege. And I can't wait for that moment because I've been waiting to read Michael in his privilege all season. Because to me, to Angie, to Kiss My Cheeks TV, my opinion is that Michael should not even be on the show. Since season 1, he should have been fired. The wife can stay, but he has to go. He gets way too much camera time for being someone who has been filmed sexually assaulting the crew. They fired Nene for less. All Nene said was, don't film in my closet. The cameraman went in the closet anyway, and she snatched his ass up. They fired her for less, where you have this white man grabbing ass not once. They said 3 times. Once season 1, we have it on camera. Twice season 1. He did it to production and he did it to Katie's boyfriend, season 1. They said another time with another production member, but that was never reported. That came out in Andy's little book. And then last season it was reported again, which I 100% believe Monique covered that footage up. Or if there was no footage, I believe that cameraman has no reason to lie. So how is it that he's still on the show if that's not privilege? Anybody else would be gone. would be gone. But I've been waiting all season for for Candace to bring this up because I got a lot to say about it. And I'll probably say more about it next week. And then we see Candace telling her husband to shut the fuck up. And she was so concerned about how you don't say how Mia's, but she ain't have no problem saying it to hers. Like Candace is a walking contradiction, like I said earlier. But that's the end of the video. I can't wait to get to this finale and this reunion. Thank you all so much for watching. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up, like the video, share it if you would like, get in the comments, let me know what you thought about the episodes. And then if this is your first time with me, Angie at Kiss My Cheeks TV, go ahead and hit subscribe. I will be back. This is a tongue twister. For the weekend in reality reviews next Monday. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.